my birth story. I was going to do natural birth. Everyone says it's the best, which I agree with. I think if you can do it naturally, please do. This was my original plan. I wanted to do like water birth. At least I wanted to start with water birth and see how I feel, because in Germany you can start with water birth and then change, be like, no, I don't feel it. Well, everything was planned. We picked our hospital. I already, like prepared like candles and playlists. I did everything what was suggested. I was ready, I think. Of course, I was extremely scared because everyone knows how painful it is. Once we've seen the woman coming in, she already was in labor. She was coming into the hospital to get her baby. And she was so in pain. She looked so in pain. And she was scared. I started to cry to my husband. I was like, I'm not sure I can do this. It looks so scary. But then I was like, okay, everyone did this. Like, everyone did this. Like my mom did, her mom did. Like, I have friends who are mothers, they did it. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Another point why I was scared is to get strong ribs. Because, you hear all the stories that like this and this ribs becomes one, and then you can't go to the toilet for like a month. There are stories where like girls like, oh, I didn't rib, or I ripped a little. So I was like, okay, I'm manifesting that everything gonna smooth for me. Nothing is gonna rip. I was doing stretching, trying to open my hips. I was preparing, and I had those two fears, like of pain, obviously, and of getting messed up. I'm telling this because I think with these fears, I manifested unplanned, urgent C-section, which happened to me. I was already like 3 days overdue. And in Germany, when you're overdue, you have to come to a doctor every second day, every other day to check if everything's okay. I just came to a regular check and something was wrong. My doctor suggested me to go to the hospital and ask for their opinion. So I did that, and we come to the hospital thinking that it's just check, and I have another couple of days. Actually, I had feeling that he's gonna come this day because I already had some strange feelings. It wasn't pain, I didn't have contraction. We come to the hospital, they check me, and they're like, no, you're staying right now. We are calling the team of doctors. They're gonna operate you and do you cesarean right now. We didn't even have anything on us. It was just my husband actually took a break at work to come to the hospital with me. So he had to call work, be like, okay, I'm not coming back. And as soon as I heard no natural birth for you, girl, I started to cry. I was just like, because it's not like, because first of all, I was scared that, oh my God, this is going to happen right now. Second, I was scared because it didn't go to the plan that I built a plan in my head of my perfect natural birth, and and my dreams, my plans were just crushed this very moment. Then of course I was scared how the operation is gonna go. It just was too much, too intense. So I just started to cry, and I was crying, and I didn't stop crying till I saw my baby. Actually, they sent us to a room and tell us to wait for the doctors, for the team of doctors. We had to wait for an hour, and this hour was crying. My husband was trying to calm me down, but I was like, no, I wanted to do natural birth. Then doctors come, they give me like some like dress, like hospital dress. They bring me to an operation room. My husband had to stay outside in the beginning, right? They gave him also like hospital clothes. He was like one hat and everything. I come in, it's surgery, it's operation room, right? There's this light, everything metallic, not what you have imagined by giving birth, because I thought I'm gonna have music, candles, water, bath, anything but what I've got in the end. There are a lot of nurses, and they were so nice. Keep in mind, I haven't stopped crying. I'm still crying, and on top of that, I started to shake. I was shaking like a washing machine. I was like, ooh. Since I got into the room, I started to shake, and I couldn't stop. So I was crying and shaking. Perfect. And the nurses, they were nice. They tried to hold my hands and talk to me and try to calm me down. And there was one nurse. She could speak Russian, and my native language is Russian. So she started to tell me like stories about this, about that, about everything. She tried to distract me. I was so grateful, honestly. It was the best because she was like, blah, blah, blah. She could distract me a little bit, but again, I never stopped crying and shaking. The next step would be that doctors needed to do spinal anesthesia to turn off the bottom part of my body, right? Oh my God. First of all, it's painful. Second of all, like, the place where they needed to put the needle in my spine, it's really small. I don't know what happened there, but they couldn't get it. They couldn't get it from the first time. So I sit there. They put needle in my spine. Painful. Run. One more time. Run. One more time. Run. Oh my God. So they every time is painful, right? They had to call the doctor that had more experience. I don't know, maybe it's like the main doctor. I don't know, the more experienced doctor. She comes, she gets it from the second try. And it took around like maybe 40, 50 minutes. It was a really long process. The whole time my husband was outside, obviously all nervous, waiting for me in this doctor clothes. And then he comes in. I'm laying on this metallic table, laying, crying, shaking. Doctors, like, I don't know, 7 doctors and nurses standing around me. This light, which is not very cozy, right? Half of my body is covered with, they kind of create like a wall made of fabric, some kind of fabric. It's not a real wall, but it's like fabric that imitates the wall, right? Oh, he comes in. He sees me like this. He got so scared, he starts to cry. He's crying, I'm crying, we both crying. And so they start the operation. I obviously don't feel anything, but we can hear. My husband, as I'm crying, I was like so scared. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm still disappointed that I didn't get my natural birth. And then my husband is sitting there, he's hugging me. He's like telling me like, I'm so proud of you. You're so strong. I love you so much. Oh my God. And he's just like being so supportive. And I'm crying. He's crying. Everyone is crying. It was very emotional. Now thinking back, I think it was still beautiful birth because it was so emotional and we were like one team supporting. The way he supported me is beautiful. I'm already out there, like I'm so not in my body. I'm like, just trying to concentrate on my husband's voice, shaking. And then actually this moment I missed, but my husband told me that doctor's like, not now. They put down this fabric wall, and it's like, not now. And they're like, getting out now, baby. And then when I look, so the moment when they getting out, the baby, I have not seen, my husband saw it, he said like, it looked a little bit traumatic because, they cutting your belly. Oh my God. And just getting, so yeah, I haven't seen this, but I've seen my baby, and then I was like, he was like, ah! Oh my God. Now we're starting to cry. They take the baby to wait him, I don't know what they do with the baby. They take him for like 1 minute, and then they bring him back. They put on like a little sweet hat on him. And he's so small. Doctors continue working on me, right? Because they need to get the placenta. I still have this wall in front of me. So here I have like this much space because here's the wall, here's doctors, and they're trying to put him on myself. It's like, no, I'm scared. And Friedrich, take him. And Friedrich takes the baby, and he's like, from the first second, he's so in love. He's the best dad. He's like hugging him, kissing him, like interacting with him. And then maybe like 5 minutes later, I was ready, and they put my child on my chest, and I was just so, we was crying. We were like, oh my God, it's our child. Can you believe this? So we were crying and kissing and crying and hugging and crazy. And I think it was very beautiful. And actually making this video because I want to capture the story, because I obviously am going to forget all the details. My husband took the baby to the room, and I still had to stay there so they can fix me. Then they brought me to the room. I could not move and feel half of my body for next couple of hours, which was horrible feeling. Like, it's scary. And this was the moment I stopped crying, when I could hold my baby and feed him, and the rest is the history. This was the moment we became parents, and it was beautiful, even though it didn't go as we planned.